Quick message before we start. Our channel has been heavily shadow banned by YouTube, and our videos are barely reaching subscribers or showing up in search results. If you're seeing this, please leave a comment, like the video, share it with someone who follows MMA, and make sure you're subscribed with the bell icon turned on. Every bit of engagement helps push the video through the algorithm. Now, let's get into it.
Well, listen, everybody. Why is it a bad thing when guys make more money? You know what I mean? It's never a bad thing when guys make more money. It's always a good thing when there's more money in the sport. And since 2001, fighter pay has gone like this nonstop. Obviously, we just got a great television rights deal. I promise you that fighter pay is going to be just fine over the next 7 years.
Dana White sits on a press conference last night and he says, Conor Benn making all this money, it's great for UFC fighters. I'm like, how? I mean, basically every UFC fighter is looking at that going, this just doesn't make sense. And you can't just hide behind the fact of, Turkey's paying that bill. So it's not really, no, it's the same companies. So I'm enjoying sitting back, looking at all the press conferences and just being baffled by what I'm hearing. And probably for the first time in my career, and this was very much the case with the Tom Aspinall stuff, I'm going to work in some silence. Because I need to get this right, and I'm good. It's going to be very, very interesting what's about to unfold over the next couple of months. And I can't just be a big mouth, loud mouth, telling everybody what I'm going to do, because I get so excited. But right now, I'm looking at the landscape going, this is crazy what I'm seeing. It's almost like a revolution. And it's going to be really interesting.
Rousey tweeted, Ngannou versus Lins joins Rousey versus Carano on Netflix May 16th. How's that for a BMF-laden double headliner? That's what happens when you put fighters and fans ahead of shareholders. P.S. UFC's White House card sucks.
Do you think that you will fight in 2026?
I hope so. I think so. They're giving me the indication that everything's going in the right direction and improving fast. So there was a time when things were all up in the air because we had some complications with it, but everything now is moving good, and I'm feeling a lot better. So, and I can really see the difference in the way the vision is, because vision is something that you use obviously every second of every day. So I'm feeling really good about it at the moment.
Garry posted, Morales, sit down. You've not done enough. I've already beaten Prates and will happily do it again in Brazil. Shavkat, heal up. I want that rematch. Usman isn't even close. Since my debut night at Madison Square Garden, where Usman beat a wilting 31-year-old Colby Covington, I have had 10 wins in the UFC, whilst Usman has had one. Just one. Anyone saying his name is on another planet. I'm next. Enjoy the show.
I wanted Peter at the White House. That's what I wanted. That's what I asked for. They said, you want Amen? I said yes. But I did say, I would prefer Peter at the White House. That would, I think, that would have been huge. I think I don't know what the UFC is doing what UFC does. We're fighting Amen, USA versus Canada. He's on he's on a 7-time longer fight win streak than I'm on. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you, main event. Look at there's odds out already, and it's crazy, these odds. They still have Justin at like a 4-1 underdog, which is what was Justin his last fight? He was what is it, a 3-1 underdog the last fight? Something crazy like that. He was the underdog. Justin Gaethje was the underdog. So, it is what it is. These whoever the odds makers are or whatever, I just feel like, the disrespect is there. Even myself, I felt I was the underdog in my fight. The disrespect is there, but it is what it is. That's what we love to do as professional athletes. We like to go in there and we like to really silence the critics. So I love it. I love this fight.
And then my two mates in the main event, ILIA versus Justin. ILIA did say he was going to come back around this time, so June, perfect for him. And obviously Justin Gaethje said himself when he was fighting me, he wants to beat me and then go on to fight on the White House, and he's done it. You know what I mean? That's off to him. He said he was going to do that. That's a scrap. You know what I mean? They're going to come out and they're going to try and take each other's heads off, but everyone's already counting Gaethje out, and we've already learned you can't do that. I don't know, I've got a sneaky suspicion that Gaethje might pull off an upset here and surprise everyone. As you know, it's a fight. It's a fist fight. It can go either way. Anyone could beat anyone. In the White House, he's probably going to have a little bit more motivation to go out there and win because it's in front of his presidents in his home country. We'll have to see how that one plays out, because obviously it's big implications for the rest of the division. I'm obviously going to be watching that. I'll have my eye on that, but I'm going to be focused on whoever I get to fight next, and hopefully I'm going to find out the next few weeks when my next fight will be, and hopefully it's around that time. Hopefully it's around June, July.
If you want to be on this card, you have to fight Bo, and he said no. That says pretty much everything about the guy, that he's willing to talk like that and make those statements and tell me I'm easy work, and then he, given this huge opportunity to compete against me, still, you know, wouldn't do it. They 100% offered him, tried to make the fight, and then he was in the media saying, "Oh, I would fight Bo." Well, they offered him the fight for a fact. So, you know, I don't understand why it didn't, you know, why he didn't take it at that point if he's saying this stuff in the media. Everyone knows it would be basically just like leading a lamb to slaughter, which, you know, it is what it is, but I think the people want to see it, and it would have been an exciting fight. But for him in his position, I understand, because on one sense I understand, because you're literally going out there just to get killed. And on the other hand, it's like, man, it is a fight. There's always a chance, you know, you can throw a punch, somebody could slip on a banana peel, blah, blah, blah. And it is the White House, right? Like, this is never going to happen again. I was surprised. I thought that the fight was going to get made just because of the circumstance. But, you know, he is a coward. Like, at the end of the day, he backed out, didn't want to do it. And that, I think, taints his legacy a little bit, which I don't think he really had much of a legacy to begin with. You know, he lost every big fight he was in. But, you know, it would have been nice to kind of really, like, you know, sweep him out the door in his fighting career. But it is what it is.
Chimaev, to me, though he looked great in that DDP fight, I don't think he's all that good, man. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
Nah, I just know it.
Really?
I don't think so, man. I mean, look at the Usman fight. Usman was a 170 pounder. Took the fight in 11 days notice. And funny story, I seen Usman like 2 days before he took that fight out and about. I was out in Miami at a place known to stay open till like 6 a.m. And
I
seen
before the fight happened.
2 days before the fight got
the Khamzat fight.
I was at a place, I'm not gonna say what place, but it rhymes with 7. Right? And then all the Miami boys know what's up. There's official Miami boy now, Salim, so he knows what's up. So I see my boy, I'm like, yo, what's up? Well, actually, I was like facing this when somebody touches me on the back, like kind of aggressive, and then I go, God be with you, I'm about to fucking, who the fuck is, it's too late for anybody to fucking touch me that I don't know. And I turn around and Usman, he's like, what's up? I'm like, what the fuck you doing? He's like, man, same thing as you, I'm just chilling. I was like, all right. You know, so we chilled out for a little bit. I went my way, he went his way. And then I see, like, if it's not the next day, it's like the day after that, Usman's going to fucking Abu Dhabi, bro. The fuck he was going to fight Chimaev. I thought Chimaev lost that fight.
What?
He won the first round. Look at the tape. He won the first round, lost the second and third, didn't get more takedowns. Got stuffed up and got punched in the face more. So I definitely thought Usman won. That's a 170 pounder that's coming off the couch. Literally. He's not training, he's not living that life, you know? Now I know he went up to 185 and did some big things, but I don't think he beats Strickland. I don't think so.
What? That is a wild take.
I'll bet.
Yo, that's a wild take.
I'm dumping the house on Strickland on that one.
That's a wild take.
I'm gonna put
really?
like 100 bands, and I don't even think Chimaev fights him because they've trained a lot.
This is a wild take.
You'll see my I'm prize picks. I put up 100 bands of my own money. I'm gonna go, what? That's how confident I am. Strickland beats him.
Dude, that would be huge for his legacy if he beats a guy like Khamzat.
He beats him.
Holy shit, really?
It's a bad style for him. I've seen Sean go with good wrestlers over at American Top Team. Guys that wrestled their whole lives, All-Americans, national champions. And dude, this guy can wrestle defensively. Now, he never uses his wrestling in a fight, Strickland. But if you try to wrestle with him, you quickly find out this guy can wrestle back into me. And that costs a lot of energy. And Chimaev doesn't have the best gas tank, you know?
The truth is that he's on a mission, and so if to be considered the first 3-division champ, true division champ, right? Because I know that Alex has a shot to do that, but it's an interim belt. Right. If he can do that and be the first legit 3-division champ and be a tri-champ, right? And go into that world like that, you're talking about a strategy. And by the way, look at his fighting style and look at what he's doing. And I think, like, you know, when people try to compare him to Conor a lot of ways, because Conor's European and Conor took the world by storm and Conor brought a brash style of fighting, but Conor was very deficient in certain parts of his game. This kid's a complete fighter. You know what I mean? And he's got his own swagger and his own style. And so he can be a guy that legitimately takes that spot and becomes not just like the most popular fighter, but also potentially the greatest fighter of all time. And I think it goes to beating a guy like Islam, if I'm being honest.
ILIA tweeted, "Once again, Islam comes up with an excuse. This time it's an injury. I always knew I would be part of the White House event. Even when the UFC told me at one point that they wouldn't count on me for the event, I knew it was part of the negotiation. When they finally told me I would be on the White House card, they mentioned Islam, and I didn't hesitate for a second to accept the fight. Even though the fight hadn't been officially confirmed yet, the White House card was going to be announced the next day. And when I woke, I found out that Islam had gotten injured. And then Justin Gaethje appeared. Once again, someone else who will pay for Islam's escape. Both of their manager is a bitch and also ugly as hell. Justin, see you at the White House. I'm not someone who humiliates people. It will be quick. When you wake up, everything will already be over." Islam fired back at ILIA saying, "We both know who chickened out here. You can cover your cowardice with nasty tweets, but don't worry. One day you will get what you asked for. And your fat-ass manager don't have to ask for billions to fight me. We'll do it for free."
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
So our first fight, the reason why we're supposed to fight is 2017. You're talking about contract.
Savages.
Savages.